the AuSable Valley High School principal. At this time, I ask that everyone please rise for our national anthem.
Nancy. I'm the superintendent here at AuSable Valley, and I'd like to welcome you to our 2025 commencement ceremony. It's with great patriot pride I say congratulations to our senior class on behalf of myself and the Board of Education.
Sir, you're in the camera.
I would also like to thank the Board of Education for their continued support of the AuSable Valley Central School District. Here on stage joining us, we have board members Scott Lombard, Lee Craig, Ken Bruno, and our board president, Shannon Stanley. Up on stage, we also have Tammy Casey, our high school principal, Samantha Trudeau, our Keysville Elementary principal, Matt Rogers, our director of counseling, Kevin Holbert, our executive principal of athletics, pre-K, and curriculum, Ted Sill, our business official, our guest speaker, Kevin Patno, our salutatorian, Cassidy Richards, and valedictorian, Anthony Semeraro. I'd also like to give a huge shout out to our Director of Facilities, Randy Gray, and his crew for preparing for tonight's ceremony. I'd also like to thank our faculty and staff for all their hard work and dedication in making sure our students are prepared for this day. Special thanks also goes to our families for their efforts in supporting their children throughout their experience here at AuSable Valley. Finally, I'd like to thank our students for all the energy and passion they bring to ABCS each and every day. Before I begin my message to the graduating class, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge something deeply important. You may have noticed that the members of our senior class are wearing green and white ribbons this evening. These ribbons are being worn in honor of Kennedy Columbus, a senior at Shazy Central Rural School who tragically lost her life in a recent automobile accident. This is an unimaginable loss for Kennedy's family, for her school, and for her community. It was the senior class and Ms. Casey that came forward with the idea to wear these ribbons as a symbol of support and solidarity. It is a quiet and powerful way to say, we see you, we stand with you, and we share in your grief. At this time, I'd like to ask that we all join in observing a moment of silence for Kennedy, for her family, and for the entire Shazy community. Thank you. Tonight is a milestone, one that marks the end of a chapter and the beginning of a brand new story. It's a moment to take in everything that brought you here, the early mornings, the late nights, the tests you studied for, and the ones you didn't. It's also a moment to thank the people who helped you get here, your families, your teachers, your coaches, your bus drivers, the cafeteria workers and custodians. The list goes on and on. Here at AuSable Valley, we don't just prepare our students for tests, we prepare them for life. In this rural corner of the North Country, we've learned to be dependable, respectful, and tough. You've learned that it's not about the size of the place you come from. It's about the strength and the values you carry with you when you leave. These values, hard work, honesty, kindness, and humility are your compass. No matter where you go, they'll help you find your way and earn the trust of the people around you. First things first, take a deep breath and look around you. This moment right here is yours. Own it. Take it all in. And yes, let your parents take one more picture, even if it's the 72nd one today. Now, Superintendent, it's my honor and my obligation to offer you a few final thoughts before you take the next steps into what comes next. So I'm going to leave you with a few pieces of advice. Some you've probably heard before, but sometimes it's the obvious stuff that needs repeating. Number one, show up. Show up early, show up ready, show up even when it's inconvenient. Half of being successful is just being someone others can count on. 2, listen more than you talk. Pay attention to the people who've been where you're going. Wisdom doesn't always come with a microphone. Sometimes it's a quiet voice in the back of the room. 3, don't chase perfection. Perfect is the enemy of progress. Try things. Make mistakes. Learn from them. You don't have to get it all right the first time. You just have to keep moving forward. 4, don't be afraid to start small. You don't have to change the world in your first job. What matters is that you're learning, growing, and building habits that will carry you for a lifetime. 5, be generous. Be generous with your time, your attention, and your character. The people who give quietly and consistently often go the furthest. Help others. Tip well. Return the card at the grocery store. These things matter more than you think. 6, know when to fold, because that's not failure, it's wisdom. Sometimes walking away is the strongest choice you can make, whether it's a bad situation, a toxic relationship, or a path that no longer feels right. Recognize when something isn't worth your time or energy. That's a life skill. While we're on the topic of folding, I'm reminded of a line from the live version of one of my favorite songs, Crazy Game of Poker by AuSable. The singer breaks into a spoken word section and says, take chances, make mistakes, fall hard, but always get back up, and don't ever forget to laugh. There's real wisdom in recognizing that failure is part of the game, and so is laughter. Being able to laugh, especially at yourself, isn't weakness, it's perspective. It means you're grounded, you're growing, and you don't take yourself too seriously. And honestly, that might be one of the most important lessons of all. With those thoughts in mind, let me now turn to a few final reflections as we celebrate the class of 2025. Some of you have your next steps mapped out. Others are still figuring it out. It's okay. The goal isn't to have everything figured out today. The goal is to keep learning, to keep showing up, and to never stop growing. If you ever feel lost out there, remember this. AuSable Valley is still your home. You know where to find us, and you better believe I'll have a substitute application ready for you. Class of 2025, you weathered challenges most students never imagined. And you've done it with grit, grace, and the quiet strength that defines this community's values. We're proud of you. Wait, there is one more piece of advice I'd like to share with you. And this one comes from someone who knows a thing or two about being prepared. My wife. She's an avid hiker. And when she hits the trail, she's ready for everything. Seriously. She even packs toilet paper. Now, you may laugh, but there's something to be said for hiking with someone who has your back, someone who thinks ahead, someone that has everything covered, and make sure that no one gets left behind. I'm lucky. That's the kind of person she is. So always surround yourself with people who make sure that everything is covered and have your back. Funny enough, this quality reminded me of a moment just a couple of weeks ago when we pulled into the parking lot here and saw the trees covered in toilet paper. Courtesy of our seniors. At first I thought, yeah, this is going to take a while to clean up. And I stepped back and realized, maybe this was their way of saying, we've got this covered. We've had our fun. We've made our memories. And we're ready. Not just ready to leave. We're ready to leave a legacy, however creative it might be. So tonight, on behalf of the entire AuSable Valley School community, we want to return the favor. We want you to know that we've got you covered one last time. I got some red bags on the stage up here under your chairs. And I've got my good friend Miss Casey on my right, and my good friend Mrs. Moore on the left. Just know that we'll always have your back. We're always going to be here for you. Congratulations, class of 2025. Thanks for making us smile. Go out there, take chances, make mistakes, fall hard, and always, always get back up. Congratulations.
It's a tough act to follow. And just when we thought the prank has ended, Mr. Francia returned fire. Class of 2025, you've brought joy, creativity, and energy to this school. You've reminded all of us that school spirit matters and that growing up doesn't mean giving up your sense of humor. You've made it. You've put in the work, shown up, through challenges, and tonight you sit here ready for what's next. When I first started as principal at AuSable Valley, this group was just entering 10th grade. I remember that year vividly, not only because it was my first year as a Patriot, but because all of you, among the seniors sitting before me tonight, were sophomores who brought energy and passion to drama, others who sometimes tested boundaries, a few who had a playful sense of humor. Looking back, it's been incredible to watch how much you've grown since then. You've matured, stepped into leadership, learned how to treat others with kindness, and have become the incredible young adults we are celebrating tonight. You are not the same kids I met 3 years ago. You've become amazing graduates sitting before me now. If you take away one thing that I tell you tonight, it's this. Go out there and do amazing things. You don't have to impress the world. Just make a difference in your corner of it. And if you do that with honesty, hard work, and heart, that's going to be more than enough. I am proud of you, not just for getting here, but for who you are and who you are becoming. Now go out there, do amazing things, and know that we will always be cheering you on. Congratulations, class of 2025. I would like to take a moment to extend our sincere thanks to those whose tireless efforts and dedication made tonight's program possible. Thank you to all of our administrative assistants, faculty, and staff who made tonight possible. Especially thank you to Danielle North and Jen Daniels for your leadership in organizing this event. Thank you to Wendy Jennings for the countless hours you put into making sure all the details were perfect. Thank you to our amazing custodial staff, Ashlyn Benware, Terry Bukowski, Matt Fernier, James Crowning-Shield, Jeremy Owen, Tanya Stevens, Vincent Valenzi, Ron Depot, Kyle Roberts, and Eric Roy. Thank you, Randy Prey and Mike Rafferty, for managing the sound system, and to Matt Prey for the beautiful instrumental music. To our senior class advisors, Jen Daniels and Lindsay Bumgard, thank you for guiding and supporting the class all year long. Thank you to Mr. Francia and our Board of Education, and to our administrative team for being here to celebrate our students. Thank you as well to our faculty and staff for your presence tonight, and more importantly, for the care, commitment, and guidance that you have provided to our students over the years. And most importantly, thank you to the parents and families. Your support, love, and encouragement made this moment possible. You have every reason to be proud tonight. Each year, a highlight of graduation is to hear the top academic performers, the Salutatorian and Valedictorian. Earning these titles is a tremendous accomplishment, and both students have excelled not only in the classroom, but also through their involvement in sports, clubs, and community service. It is my honor to introduce our class of 2025 Salutatorian, Cassidy Richards. Just going to give you a little bit more about Cassidy. Cassidy has exemplified what it means to be a dedicated and well-rounded student throughout her time with AuSable Valley. With a GPA of 4.0, numerous college levels and honors courses, and taking on leadership roles in student government and clubs, Cassidy has set a high standard for academic and personal excellence. She's been recognized as a National Honor Society member, co-president of the senior class, and recipient of multiple leadership and athletic awards. Outside of the classroom, Cassidy has made her mark as a standout athlete and community volunteer. As a team captain and all-star player for our varsity softball team, and a consistent contributor to local clinics and service projects, she leads by example both on and off the field. Cassidy will be attending SUNY Potsdam in the fall, where she plans to double major in criminal justice and women's and gender studies, while continuing her athletic career as a member of the softball team. Please join me in welcoming our salutatorian, Cassidy Richards. Good evening. I'd like to begin by acknowledging Mr. Field, administrators, Board of Education members, parents, faculty members, families, and of course, the class of 2025 graduates. I am honored to have the opportunity to stand before you today. Now, I'll be honest, it took me a lot of time to try and figure out what I wanted to say to you today. What message do I want to leave? What message do I want to share before leaving? I want to be able to express something that has been incredibly important to me throughout my entire life, and that is the importance of kindness. I know it may seem insignificant, but if there's one thing that I want to leave everyone with today, it's the desire to bring more kindness into the world. Every single person on this planet is born with the ability to be kind. You don't have to look a certain way. There's no cost, and it doesn't require countless hours of work to be good at. Kindness is free in every way. It's a universal language, and it has the ability to connect everyone together. So, why is kindness so important to me? I've been the new kid at school 2 times, once in 2nd grade and once in 9th grade. I was terrified going into the first day of 2nd grade. I was worried about making new friends and fitting in. But I was lucky enough to be welcomed in with open arms by my classmates and teachers. At that age, I didn't really understand how important it was to be treated that way. But looking back, it really did impact my entire experience. I was able to feel comfortable since the environment was built from kindness and care. Due to COVID, my mom and I moved to AuSable for my freshman year. I was terrified to begin high school in an environment that I was completely unfamiliar with. I remember my first memory at AuSable Valley very clearly, JV volleyball tryouts. I was nervous. I had no idea how my future teammates would treat me. Would I be welcomed, judged? Would anyone talk to me? Or would I feel like an outcast? It took a lot of courage for me to walk into that gym, because although I faced kindness going into 2nd grade, I knew that high school might not leave me with the same experience. Hesitantly, I walked through those doors, but I'm glad I did. To my surprise, one of my future teammates greeted me almost instantly. She talked to me as if I had been part of the school forever, showing me kindness when she didn't have to. At that moment, AuSable Valley became my home, because I knew if I needed anything, she would be there. That's the beauty of kindness. It's the ability to be welcoming and considerate toward the people around you. It's a quality that I believe everyone should apply in their day-to-day lives. I genuinely feel that the kindness I was lucky enough to experience being the new kid shaped me into the person I am today. It made me want to be kind to others, so I could make someone feel how I felt on those first days of school. I am well aware that I was fortunate enough to experience kindness in many different moments. I know that this isn't always the case for everyone. Throughout my life, especially my high school years, I've watched and studied the ways that people treat and interact with each other. One of the most concerning issues is the lack of kindness. Most of the time, there are reasons why a person lacks this quality. Perhaps someone failed to show them kindness in the past, and now they lack the ability to do it to those around them. Others might feel like this quality requires too much effort. It can be difficult to constantly be aware of how your actions might affect someone around you. But I can promise you, it's worth the effort. If someone didn't show you kindness in the past, make the active decision to show kindness toward everyone around you, so no one feels the way that you once felt.
Take that extra step to make someone feel comfortable and welcomed, even if it takes time out of your own day. Being kind is like finishing a challenging race, acing a test, or winning a game. It's unbelievably rewarding, and the feeling you get afterwards is indescribable. I have never heard of anyone feeling regret after being kind to someone. Nothing bad comes with this quality. In fact, it brightens the moment, day, or even the week of everyone involved in the simple act of kindness. So, what's stopping all of us right here from being kind? Why does our world lack this life-changing quality? No one wants to live in a world where people are unkind. No one gains a positive experience from being treated poorly or treating someone else poorly. Our world today is struggling with kindness, sincerity, and empathy. So why don't we change it? I'm here today to speak out on what society needs. Class of 2025, we are the future. We are the new generation stepping out into the world. So let's be the change. Give that random person a smile as you walk by, compliment someone's outfit, and include the person that everyone else excludes. It might seem like nothing to you, but that small act of kindness can change or even save someone's life. Everyone here has the opportunity to make the active decision to show kindness to others. I want to challenge all of you to do something before you leave here today. Show a deliberate act of kindness towards someone. It could be the student you are here to celebrate, the teacher or coach who has made a lifelong impact, or a family member who has stood by you every step of the way. Show someone that you care about them. It may feel weird at first, but I promise you, it will change lives. We can't change the world overnight, but it has to start somewhere. Let's start the change. Let's create a world where kindness isn't scarce, but rather a social norm. We have to start somewhere, so let's start it here, today. Before I finish this speech, I just want to show some appreciation to those who made me into the person I am today. Thank you, Mom, for pushing me to always be my best. You taught me kindness and honesty and stood by me every step of the way through my high school journey. Thank you to my sister, Sarah, who has always been there for me whenever I needed anything. You've always been one of my biggest supporters, and I was the loudest on the sidelines of my games. Thank you to my grandparents and my godfather for showing me unconditional love throughout my entire life. Thank you to my teachers who I've learned so much from, who I've molded into the student I am today. And finally, thank you, AuSable Valley Softball. My coaches and teammates, you will all have a special place in my heart. I wouldn't be the person or player I am today without all of you by my side. Congratulations to the AuSable Valley Class of 2025. Now is the beginning of the rest of our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Cassidy. It is my honor to introduce the Valedictorian of the Class of 2025, Anthony Sombrero. Anthony has distinguished himself as a scholar leader and artist during his time at AuSable Valley. With a deep commitment to both academics and the arts, he has earned top scores on NYSSMA piano solos and was selected multiple times as a jazz pianist for the prestigious NYSSMA Area All-State competition. His dedication to excellence extends beyond the music room. Anthony is the proud recipient of the John J. Herbert Scholar Athlete Award and the Bosch Shalom Honorary Science Award. A member of the National Honor Society, Student Council, and Senior Class Co-President, Anthony leads with purpose, humility, creativity, and a strong sense of purpose. Let me learn twice. This fall, he will continue his academic journey at the University at Albany as a member of the Honors College, where we are confident he will continue to thrive and inspire. Please join me in welcoming our valedictorian, Anthony Sombrero.
please. How's it going? You know, I can't help but notice, but you guys are all staring at me like I'm supposed to give a speech or something. Anyways, before I start, I want to thank a few people because this would not be possible at all without them. So I'm going to go ahead and thank Mr. Francia, Ms. Casey, the ABCS board members here, the members of administration, the faculty, staff, the family and friends here, and of course, the class of 2025. So to start off, I'm going to give you a quick disclaimer. This isn't going to be your usual valedictorian speech. The kind where I'd say, we're adults now, and we're becoming grown-ups. So our whole lives are ahead of us, so this is important. We gotta get serious here. No. This might be the opposite of that. So, I turned 18 a couple months ago, and after my birthday, a lot of my family members kept telling me, welcome to adulthood, and welcome to the grind. And as kids, I think we all kind of dream of that day when we finally become grown-ups and we can do whatever we want. But when that day finally comes, it hits a lot harder than we thought it would. On my 18th birthday, I woke up and I felt like my childhood was gone and past me. I felt like the days of imagination and playing and being happy-go-lucky were over. So I continued through the motions of my senior year, believing this to be true. And then the month of May came around. It was time to celebrate the birthday of a certain relative of mine. She does so much for us, and she cares so much for our family that having a celebration in her name is the least we could do for her, really. But when it came time to ask her what number she wanted on her candles, her response, even if it was a bit humorous, stuck with me. She said, I don't care what you put on that cake. Age is just a number. And later on, I started thinking about what she said. And I started to figure it out. I realized that becoming a grown-up and being a grown-up is just a mindset. One that does not have to come at the cost of our imagination, our curiosity, or our joy. Somewhere along the way, society started depicting adults as dull and serious and worrisome. But I don't think that has to be the truth. Not at all. I actually believe we have a lot to learn from our younger selves about how we should be living our lives today. Think about it. When we were kids, all we did was live in the moment. And it was colorful, and it was joyful. We played, we asked questions about the world around us, and we enjoyed every moment spent with our friends and our family members. Fulfillment comes from presence, from being here in the now, not from checking the next box. During my time spent here in the jazz band, which was an amazing experience, I learned that jazz music, it's a lot like life. It just flows, and it keeps flowing. You can try to control it and get drowned out, or you can go with the flow, and you can create something truly great. That's the magic of jazz. It's the magic of life, too. Be in the present, just like you were when you were younger. You'll create something beautiful for yourself and others. As kids, we also weren't afraid to be ourselves. And it helped us to form some of the strongest friendships, some of which are still strong to this day. During my 18 years in this planet, I've learned that you'll stop worrying about what other people think of you when you realize that all those other people are humans, just like you. We are all the same. And when you realize that we are all in this together, is when being your true self and sharing your gifts with others is easy. We might not have understood this as children, but the only time we didn't act as ourselves was when we were playing pretend. Back then, we had nowhere to go. No bills to pay, no jobs to go to, no cars to fill up with gas. So it seems like growing up, you got more to worry about, right? But I believe the meaning of life is to live. And you can't live when you worry. Don't worry about your trials and your tribulations. Don't worry about your challenges. We all face them. It's up to you if you want to worry about your challenges or overcome them. Yes, we're stepping into new responsibilities now. Some that may seem very big, very scary. But the truth is, folks, we've always had responsibilities. All they did was change over the years. Don't let new ones convince you that it's time to become boring or serious or lifeless. And if you really think about it, some of our wisest moments happen when we're young. When we met someone new, all we saw was a human. We treated everyone with fairness and open hearts, and because of that, we got along. We saw the best in one another. I believe the world would be a much better place if we held on to that mindset. If we chose to treat people the way we did before the world taught us to judge. These messages aren't just for us graduating today, but for people of all ages. It is never too late to reconnect with that part of you that laughed, the part of you that smiled, the part of you that imagined, the you that always dreamed as big as you could. The world right now, it needs joy more than ever. It needs your joy. So after this ceremony, do not be embarrassed to give your family members, or your friends, or your peers, or your teachers, or your mentors a big hug. Don't hold back your joy. Because at the end of the day, the people around you, the ones who stood by you, the ones who believed in you, the ones who loved you, they're the reason why you made it here. So hold on tight. Hold on tight to everything and everyone that has shaped you. Hold on to your joy. And share it with others. That's what I plan to do. When I leave the parking lot here, wherever I go, I choose to continue to live my life to the fullest. I choose to not worry. I choose to treat others the way they wish to be treated. I choose to dream big, and I choose to imagine the endless possibilities. I choose to continue to be a kid at heart, and I hope you do too. I'm not asking you to act childish or immature, but I am asking you, all of you, to keep your sparks alive. My fellow graduates, as we leave here, we're not becoming adults, but we are becoming more human. That means we continue to grow, we continue to make mistakes, and we continue to learn from those mistakes. So the answer is no. This is not the end of our childhood. And nor does it have to be the start of some dull, colorless routine. Sure, society can call us adults if it wants to, but we'll know the truth. We're not growing out of who we were. We're growing with it. Don't be scared to dream like a kid or to live like a kid, combined with the wisdom of someone who's made it past high school in one piece. Keep your joy. Keep your spark. Keep caring for others. Never, ever let the world make you forget who you are. Thank you. In class of 2025, God bless you all.
Thank you, Anthony. Today's commencement speaker, Kevin Patnode, is not a stranger to AuSable Valley Central School. Kevin graduated from AuSable Valley High School in 1974 and received his bachelor's degree in Management of Human Resources from Plattsburgh State in 1978, and he worked in retail for 12 years. He later received his Master's of Science in Teaching in 1991 and almost immediately began his career at AuSable Valley. He taught various grade levels of social studies in middle and high school before retiring in 2018. If you were lucky enough to have had Kevin as a teacher, you would know firsthand how phenomenal he was, both as a teacher and a person. Kevin was dynamic in the classroom and he never gave up on a student. He truly believed in every child who made it onto his roster. Mr. Patnode was everyone's favorite teacher. ABCS was lucky to have him. Upon speaking to one of his former students, who was also an ABCS teacher and a 2007 graduate, he said the things we learned and talked about in class are still discussed to this day. A former colleague stated that Kevin always made me feel important. That's his gift. He makes everyone feel that way. Upon retirement, Kevin continued his work with young people by working for career staffing in the RAMP program in an effort to help recent high school students gear up for the workforce. Kevin felt a strong call to public service. While teaching full-time, he was also Plattsburgh Town Justice for over 20 years, where he married many of his former students by their request, in fact. Kevin has had to turn many couples away because his docket was so full. Kevin was Plattsburgh Town Clerk until ill health forced his full retirement in 2021. Kevin has deep ties and a powerful degree of caring for AuSable Valley. When the ABCS graduation advisors thought about who to ask as a speaker, Kevin's name was one of the first to make the short list, and that is why we asked him to address the class of 2025 today. It is my pleasure to present to you Mr. Kevin Patnode.
Tonight is all about you. It's not about anybody else but you. So before I have anything to say, remember I asked you for your help. I asked you if you would help me out. And some of you are a little shy, and that's okay. And some of you are willing to say something. So I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to ask you what your favorite thing about school was. You don't have to answer if you're uncomfortable, okay? So if you want to kind of let me know, now, hopefully, let's keep it nice too, please. Don't say, yeah, I loved ISS. Don't tell anybody, but when I was monitoring ISS once in a while, I would nod off because it was so hot. Is everybody in here nice and warm? I hope so. Please help me. Favorite thing about school?
Making memories.
Memories. No?
My favorite thing was my friends. My favorite thing was a speech class with Mrs. North. We love you so much.
Probably playing football with the boys. Yes, no?
Probably leaving.
Leaving, she said.
When I fell down the stairs.
Did you get hurt?
I got pushed. When Anna Calamale rode me down the slip and slide.
Forging my own opportunities. Definitely Josh right next to me throwing me down the hall in a trash can.
Anyways, definitely
Definitely sports, friends, and definitely the exit. Never forget it.
I'm gonna say our senior prank.
Definitely no shortage of toilet paper in this place, that's for sure.
Sports with the boys.
The JV boys basketball locker room.
Getting to graduate with my best. Getting to graduate with my best. Harley.
Faculty and staff. Debating everything, even when everyone thinks you're wrong, and standing up for what you believe is right with all your heart.
Okay. What would you like best about school?
Probably meeting my few friends that actually stuck with.
Anyone else? I thought for sure somebody would say lunch, but nobody said that yet.
Volleyball. My teachers and the incredible impact they all made on me.
Watching my friends rage at Mario every day.
I probably shouldn't say this, but doing donuts in the supermarket was pretty fun.
Car meet in the city parking lot, first grade.
The school's cheeseburgers.
The lunch ladies. There's this one lunch lady, I don't know her name, but she's very nice and she always gives me extra food.
Mr. Rupp, even though everybody hates him, he's my favorite.
Spending every school set in Madame Worthington's room in skipping class.
Traveling France with Madame Worthington and Lydia and Abby and everybody was so much.
Lunch. Cross country.
Running track.
Playing basketball. Sitting in the library every free side.
Hanging with friends.
Thank you all for helping me. If you weren't able to say anything, that's quite all right. I just wanted you to have your chance to speak. Because you're important. You are everything. In case you haven't noticed, I like students. I always enjoy my time. Good evening, everyone. There are a number of truly wonderful people here tonight with familiar faces and names. Some of you might even know me. And I'm grateful to be able to be here just one last time. It's a great honor and privilege to speak to our school administrators, Board of Education members, parents, and most importantly, the class of 2025. I use the term our and us interchangeably because this school, this wonderful building, has been the hub of our beautiful valley for over 50 years. Many of us attended this school, learned much more than academics, and made lifelong friends here, just as you have. I want to congratulate the class of 2025 because you completed the first part of what I hope will be long, loving lives. You are our community's hopes and dreams. Let me say that again. You are our community's hopes and dreams. You're your parents' finest accomplishment. However, you didn't get here alone. Everyone in this school aided you in your success that we celebrate with you today. All the people that you encountered at this school wanted only the best for you. Your parents provided you with love and guidance. made sure your childhood needs were met, and hopefully instilled in you the strength of character that you're going to need. Your teachers made sure that you had an engaging, supportive environment. Every year, the classes you attended were like a small family. You're like a small family in class. And every year, the teacher has to break up that family. And that's very hard on the teacher because they've got to know you and like you and maybe wonder what makes you tick. But that family has to be broken up every year. That's the hardest thing a teacher has to do. Finally, all the rest of the support staff, bus drivers, custodians, the dietary staff, who, by the way, were my favorites, contributed to your education, health, and safety. You've been given a great start by the people in your community. Now you have to run with it. I'm sure I speak for all of us when I say the school and community support system that got you this far will always be here for you. Trust me, I still have students call me, text me, and I retired 7 years ago. But I'm there for them. And these teachers and these support staff that are here are all always here for you. Today I want to speak to you from my heart and not bombard you with tired old sayings like, go get them. Or, it's be successful. I have a few minutes to try and get you to think and reflect, because this moment will scoop by you and, of course, never come again. You are the finest examples of what we can accomplish in our education system if we work together. You are our greatest resource, and you will develop into the guardians of our nation's success. I know you have the skills to do it, because you have been given the best foundation possible at AuSable Valley. I understand I look pretty darn old to you, and a long time ago I sat where you are. Yeah. I used to look like, well, I don't know if I was as handsome as these guys, but I used to look young, okay? And I was in the very same building, feeling the same feelings, wondering what was going to happen to me. Today is a day of celebration and hope, and you will soon learn what you are capable of. And you are capable of so much more than you think you are. You will do things that will astound you. You really will. I may not know you personally, but I've gotten to know you a little bit just in these few minutes. But despite my aged outward appearance, I probably do know what you are thinking, and all the emotions swirling in your head today. Some of you may be boldly, supremely confident, or at least act that way, having a strong idea of the next phase of what your life is going to be. Oh, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And some of you may be a little bit apprehensive or concerned, wondering where you'll fit in this great big world. And it's a big world. That would be pretty normal. It's a lot to take in and grasp. We have had many of our graduates from AuSable Valley become quite accomplished. We have had entrepreneurs, doctors, farmers, attorneys, accountants, contractors, engineers, peace officers, tradespeople, educators, you name it. We've had a lot of successful people graduate from AuSable Valley. They began exactly like you. Most born, raised, educated in the shadow of life faced them. They took charge of their lives and seized every opportunity. And now you must do the same. And you absolutely, positively will. You will. Let me assure you with 100% certainty, it will all work out. Let me say that again. It'll all work out. I want to focus on and give you some advice. I know that old people like me have got a lot of advice, but on several aspects of life that I'm a little familiar with, so that maybe, just maybe, there's one nugget you might remember. With this grand ceremony, you have become young men and women. It's crowded here, It's been a long day for you, so I'm going to limit this little chat to just 2 topics. Success and happiness, something we all chase. Nobody is an expert on these things, but I'll tell you what works for most of us folks who've rode on this rock a while. Let's talk about success. Big word, huh? Everybody wants to be successful, right? I'm sure you people have asked you, what are you doing after graduation? What are your plans? How can you make plans? You don't even do your own laundry, for crying out loud, right? I always wondered about that. I always asked Mr. Rogers about that. I said, how can you, well, Mr. Rogers is pretty darn good. And he would have an answer for me, but I'm telling you, how do we know? I really didn't decide until I was in my 30s, like 2 years ago. With my wife's encouragement that I wanted to be a teacher. Now, I know some of your parents are probably thinking, gee, Kev, I don't want my son or daughter living with me until they're 50. I don't even want them living too much longer at all with me, but what I'm telling you is you may not succeed or find your career right away. You might not find it right away. You may change careers or jobs multiple times before you find one that really suits you. Just don't freak out and feel you're a failure because you don't have a high-paying job by the time you're 25. It's perfectly all right. Success isn't measured in salary, homes, or cars. Trust me, it's not. Success is all about finding what actually excites you the most and figuring out a way of making a living while you do that. Find something you're passionate about because we're all different. See where that takes you. Yes, we all have to work, and your parents have told you that. Because eating is important, especially to me. But there are limitless opportunities out there. The world is in a whirl right now, okay? But it'll self-correct. Everything, the world is on an even keel. It's on its way back. Things will fall into place. They always have. They always will. You have opportunities that I could only dream about. You aren't a tree. You can move. If you find yourself in a job or a career you don't like, go find a better one. That's what I did. Don't let anyone deny your dreams. Speak up and speak out. You are valuable. You are valuable people. There's nobody like you, and that's your superpower. As humans often do, we are always looking for comfort and stability. Learn to embrace the things that change in your life. Do you ever hear people say, well, I don't want to change. There's nothing in life certain but change. So learn to embrace it. It'll keep you young. It'll keep you vibrant. Many times life isn't smooth and easy, and it will get bumpy. Don't let that slow you down. It's just a bump. If you truly find a career you enjoy, you will never see it as tiresome work, but a fulfilling adventure. If you like your career, you'll actually like going to work. I know I did. For 27 years, I walked through the door here. I couldn't wait to get here. If you work at it, you will find a career or a job that will do that for you. Success isn't measured in little stacks of paper. Everybody worships in stacks of paper. Although it sure helps. I mean, I kind of like it myself. If success is measured in piles of stuff, the person who runs the landfill would be more popular and wealthier than Bill Gates. Success is best gained when you climb the mountain. You're never satisfied. And you start thinking about climbing the next one. Success isn't, oh, I've done this. done this. I'm all done. You're never done. Success is a never-ending process. Happiness. If you were to ask your parents what they want most for you, and most of them here would say this, is they want you to be happy. They want you to lead a fulfilling life. Right now, you've got the luxury of time. You have a lot of time to work on being happy. Don't waste a moment of this time. It's the most precious thing you have. Happiness isn't permanent either. You know, you don't reach, like, it's not like you reach the top of a mountain and say, look, I'm happy, this is my happiness. You just keep looking, because you'll look for the next one. You'll look for the next one. You'll find that meeting that special person, getting a good job, or finally buying that perfect item or thing you've always wanted is only a part of what makes you happy. I've met people with virtually nothing that enjoy life to the fullest, and I've met people with lots and lots of money who are miserable. What I've observed after dealing with hundreds of thousands of people, and I dealt with hundreds of thousands of people, is that the ones who achieve the greatest measure of happiness never stop learning. They never stop wanting to grow their minds. They are constantly pushing themselves. And they never settle. They never settle. One of the truest things I've ever heard is that you get out of life what you put into it. I wish I had a magic wand. If I had a magic wand, I'd wave it over you guys, and you'd all have great paying jobs, and you'd all have big houses, and you'd all have whatever car you wanted. Didn't even get it done for me. So I can't give a magic wand over you. But I've always wanted the best for my students. Your teachers have always wanted the best for you. There's no secret formula for a good life, but if you try very hard, you'll make a good life for you. And I know you can do it. AuSable Valley graduates always have, and they always will. Thank you for letting me speak to you today. I enjoyed it immensely, and I hope you got something out of it. Thank you.
He's a pretty cool teacher.
Thank you, Kevin, for sharing your wisdom and inspiring words with us tonight. Tonight, we have a photographer who will be capturing moments for all families to enjoy. Sit back, relax, and let them handle the pictures. Details will be shared via Parent Square and student email once images are ready. Now the moment you've been waiting for, the presentation of diplomas. This year, some chose a school employee to present their diplomas, someone who made a meaningful impact on their journey. Thank you to all staff joining us tonight. Your influence reaches far beyond the stage. And now I'd like to introduce Mr. Matt Rogers.
Anthony Thomas Cimarrero begins his diploma. Cassidy Marie Richards, advancing to diploma. Raven J. Sessom. Carrie Lynn Nixon. Caitlin James Lincoln, Regents Diploma. Elena Marie Amato, Regents Diploma. Olivia Elise Gottlieb, advancing to diploma. Kira Jean Mitchell, Regents Diploma. Carson William Haywood, Regents Diploma. Kobe James Pelkey, Regents Diploma. Nicholas J. Nelson. Logan Kyle Young, Regents Diploma. Camry Nancy Vincent, advancing to diploma. Nancy Jeanette Rose Rose. Emma Grace Pelkey, Community Diploma in Career and Technical Endorsement. Christopher Martin Bilespot, Regis Diploma. Emily London Nelda Hughes, Regis Diploma. Aiden Michael Lacey, Regis Diploma. Madeline Elizabeth Durgan, Regis Diploma. Lydia Marie Durgan, Regis Diploma. Riley May Zielinski, Regis Diploma. Jalen Ann Bell, Regis Diploma in Career and Technical Endorsement. Jaden Marie Snow, Regis Diploma. Jesse James Snow, Regis Diploma.
Good job, Jess!
Madeline Luann Perry, Advanced Regis Diploma. Kalina Cherie Brissett, Advanced Regis Diploma. Marilyn Marie Mitchell, advancing to diploma. Christina Elizabeth Desatel, advancing to diploma. Dylan Arthur Bombard, advancing to diploma. Avery Jane Latrell, Regis Diploma. Abigail Utah McDougall, advancing to diploma. Annika Catherine LaMountain, Regis Diploma. Chase Riley Gander, advancing to diploma. Jesse William Giavato, advancing to diploma. Phoenix Laura Mae Stanley, advancing to diploma. Ren Nicole Ricor, Regis Diploma. Luca Miller Frey, Regis Diploma, with career and technical endorsement. Joshua James Taylor, Region 1. Kylie Elizabeth Stoker, Region 1.
No, it was not Terrence. Not this time. Blame it on Terrence. He did it. I'll take the blame. He did it. He did it.
Henley R. Rosio, Region 1. Cameron Sadie Bazile, Region 1. McKenna May Ford, advanced diploma.
Sorry.
Marcus Joseph Brown, Region 1. Hayden Joseph Bombard, Region Diploma in Career and Endorsement.
Way to go, Hayden!
Matthew Alexander Wood. Ethan Eric Hart. Joshua Robert Daniel. Elizabeth Margaret Reed. Aaliyah Hope Brown. Kennedy Lynn Keith, Advanced Regional Diploma. Elizabeth M. Kennedy, Regent Diploma. David Romero, Regent's Diploma with Career and Technical Endorsement. Carter John Drake, Regent's Diploma with Career and Technical Endorsement. Daniel Raymond Smith III. Alexander C. Kinsman, Regent Diploma. Kaylee Sue Holzer, Regent's Diploma. Vincent Alexander Waters, Advanced Diploma. Jonathan Lee Fletcher, Regent's Diploma. Blaze Lady LaBombard, Regent's Diploma. Riley C. Burke, Regent's Diploma with Career and Technical Endorsement. Joshua William Blaze, Regent's Diploma. Sebastian Michael Grout, Regent's Diploma. Gabriel Maynard Hayrow, Advanced Diploma. David Rocky Cannon, Regent's Diploma. Colton T. Peck. Garrett Francis Richards, advancing. Roger Allen Griffin Jr., career in technical engineering. George L. Sprague Jr. Carly Ann Desidel. Allison Shea Rabideau, Diploma. Edward Arthur Cumber, Diploma. Leland W. Prey, Regis Diploma in Career and Technical Engineering.
At this time, I invite Cassidy Richards and Anthony Severero, the senior co-presidents, to join me. Class of 2025, please stand. The co-presidents of the class of 2025 will now lead their classmates in moving their tassels from the right side of the mortarboard to the left, signifying the completion of their academic journey at AuSable Valley Central School.
Class of 2025, please move your tassels from the right to the left.
Please grab your streamers. 3, 2, 1.
It is my honor to present to you the graduating class of 2025. Please remember to grab your gift bags from under your chairs, and the banners are yours. Take them before you leave. We ask that all guests remain seated as our graduates leave the gym. Have a great weekend.